Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
That's good. How was yesterday for you?
Yesterday was really good actually.
Nice.
I didn't took swing trade overnight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
What pair?
yeah. That's interesting. What you said. Swing trading,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing that this week, a couple of nights, and they all coming in. It's more relaxing trading.
Ah, yes, amazing. Yeah,
Did
I
you get?
like it when I'm traveling. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
What's up? What were you gonna say?
Did you get stopped out on pound loss, or you moved the stop loss?
Nah, I took profit. But before the news. Let me have a look. Show you. So it was. It was here. So first entry was over. First entry was over here. This was during the stream, was towards the end of the stream. I'll look at 5 minutes a bit clearer. Was over here. That was the first entry. Second entry, that one, ill-fated scale in, which pulled back as soon as basically it entered. Thought it was going to give a quick little push, and then it pulled back. But I just left everything here. First TP was here, and then as it was getting closer to the news, I ended up just banking both of them. Then news gave it a bit of a spike, took out the Asian high, and I was considering. I was like, should I go for that? Should I go for a bigger target, or do I just want to be kind of in and out of this one? With CPI, I don't want to play around with it, so I ended up just banking both at the same time. Just closed all on with the magic keys rather than because of the original TP was like this pair, this trade, my TP was up near like 1.9. I have to go check. 1.9, closer to 1.96 actually. And then I only set this lower TP for this scale in entry. But then because both of them was actually doing pretty well by that stage, I thought I'm just gonna bank it now. Who knows what CPI comes out as? They could be doing another liquidity grab. Luckily, I did that because CPI didn't really push it anywhere. Pushed it, I could have got banked another like 30 pips or 20 pips out of it. 25 pips. But then we had Aussie unemployment today. So that kind of just gave everything a real shake. What was your percentage on the first and second trade? The second trade was smaller than the first one, and the second trade had less risk reward, far less risk reward as well. All in all, I was only risking I think maybe like 0.5% on that one. So it was both of them combined. For yesterday was total of 1% total with 0.5% risk. So it was 0.5% for the first position, and then the second position was 0.25, and this one was 0.25 of this. So the percentage gain for this lower one, the smaller position, the scale and entry, was only added like 0.12, and then this one here gave me about 0.8. Yeah. So we've got a huge amount of news today for the New York session. So I don't know what to expect. Because we had Aussie unemployment already. Sorry, Aussie employment and unemployment. I was tempted to leave buy limits overnight under the daily low to see if that could, if it could spike it, but I didn't want to play around. There's so much news. 115, we have the refinancing rate. So euro interest rates, they're expected. They're saying they're going to hold. I really don't know. I don't know. They're pricing in a hold, but I could dare say that they hike. You know, they've been pretty hawkish in the last few days. Then at 1:30, we have a lot of US news. We've got PPI, which I think is going to have bigger impact than CPI, given how muted CPI was. Plus, we've got core retail sales. Plus, we have unemployment claims all at the same time. So it's going to be amazing. Then we've got the ECB press conference 15 minutes later, where they talk about what their decision was. So huge news, man. Huge amount of volatility. Worst case scenario would be if these numbers all come out as mixed. Some good, some bad. That'll just lead to whipsaw. If it's all one-sided volatility, it'll lead to one-sided volatility. If it's all good, if it's all bad, it'll be much cleaner. So we shall see, huh? Hey Ivan, hey Alan, Locke, Maron, how you all doing? Oh yeah, only a couple of viewers on. Looks like no one's found the YouTube link. Alrighty. Now, let's talk about German. So, German had a big push in Asian session. Already moved 100 pips. I think it's 100 pips. No, sorry, 80 pips. So, from the low to the high, 80 pips for Asian. And then we gave it another 10 for the Euro sweep the Asian high. And then obviously we've had a little retracement back down to the Asian 50%. So in total, we've already moved up 90 pips for the day. Got a few points of interest around here. We have obviously the Asian high. Was that someone talking? Morning, mate.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Sorry to interrupt. How you going?
Good. Time's your phone call?
Already had it, mate. Interesting conversation.
Oh, good one. Yeah, message me.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, I did get that short after it swept the high.
Beautiful. Very good. It all kind of moved a bit too quickly for me because the time I was looking at it was over here. That's when I was looking at the charts. Yeah, Mara, no clear direction, might just stay out altogether. I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to be quite patient today. So I've got, I don't even know what that line is now because I didn't label it. I'll have to go check. I think it's Doji. Yeah, Doji high. Euro Doji high. So it's probably a potential target for London to sweep that high. We'll start on the daily. Daily, because the weekly and the monthly is pretty much the same as the last few days. So the daily, we're at the bottom end of this range again. Okay. Price is ranged here, made a high, made a low, made a higher high, made a lower low, made a higher high. Kind of price action is this? Range, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. It's just like, it's just increasing the volatility. Anyway, we finally had like a little lower, higher low. Now, price has been in this big range, big, beautiful range. And they're kind of like just pricing, morning Sunday. They're just pricing, I would say that ahead of the news, they'll price themselves somewhere in the middle between two liquidity pools. So, same thing as I drew yesterday, and same thing that gold did yesterday, to be honest, for that matter. Morning actually. Price will have like a area of liquidity above. Price will have an area of liquidity below, and price will settle just before the news and range like that in between, giving you an impression that there's a swing high here, swing low there. People could be looking for breakouts and either up or direct down. You can get fake outs, you can get swept, and then price will push into a liquidity pool and then push down or up. And what will happen is you'll probably have like a few nice areas above and below as well that you might be looking and thinking, oh, I look to the left, there could be a resistance here, and you just kind of get chopped up. So we need to be mindful of that. Yesterday, because we had the CPI, it led to a bit of optimism in that the Fed were maybe at the end of some comments made that the Fed were potentially at the end of their hiking cycle, which led to a bit of optimism that for stocks, especially in the Asian session, that's what led to that rise. Hey Deb, the numbers, an interesting point for yesterday. The CPI number printed came out at plus 0.3. They were forecasting plus 0.2. The actual number, because they round this number up, the actual number was 0.27. Maybe 0.276 or something like that. So it was actually rounded up higher, but it was still closer to the expectations. That it was actually quite close to expectations. It's not like a whole 0.1% higher. It was only 0.75%. So I think that's given pretty close to what they expected, hence why CPI was a bit of a fizzer. So now, because PPI is going to look at production and producers, that one, that's another chance for it to be a clear miss. So we've probably got a lot more orders and stuff, a lot more pressure built up. So I'm really expecting fireworks for PPI. How does that affect German? German 40 tends to be quite correlated with indices in the US as well. So we might see some optimism creeping into this, but we saw the optimism coming into during the Asian session, and we just can't keep on going up forever 90 pips, can we? Especially when there is still, we've got three things happening in Europe, which is quite interesting. You've got high inflation, you've got high interest rates, and you've got reducing productivity. So this is like in a perfect storm for stock market to have a bigger correction, bigger than in the US. So that's why I think they want to push it up, and if the ECB holds, we will see a bit of a push up. but I don't think we're going to see too much of a push up. I'm still overall bearish on these indices. It's just a tricky situation to deal with today because we've got so much news and they could be positioning themselves in. So let's just keep an open mind for where price could go. Let's look at all the time frames and mark up our areas of interest. We have a nice little wick up here that we could be targeting. If we're breaking above the euro high, we could be targeting this wick easily and then up to the next bit. Or we just stay range bound today. And we've got Asian low we had a very steady push up. Kind of don't want this to move down that far already. I would like to leave some room for the open. But we've got Asian low down here. We've got Euro Doji high. We'll probably take that Doji high at some stage today or tomorrow. And then we've got our first target would be this wick. Then you would have, this is also the daily high of yesterday. Then we've got a beautiful resistance zone over here. And we have then a mid-London Doji high in this candle. Hi, Tom. So plenty of areas at the top that we could take. This rectangle I've got here, this has just been a problem area for a while now. So I'm leaving it here just to see what we're doing, because once we're above it, I'm expecting us to rally up higher. Below here, we've got the start of where the day was. So this is the current daily low. We've got plenty of gaps here as well, like clean candles on the lower time frames, which we'll go to in a second. Then we've got a liquidity candle at the base here. I think this is on maybe the 1 hour time frame or 2 hour time frame. Then we've got another little two areas. This line and this line is a bunch of nested wicks. So the top one is mainly 3 hour wicks. The bottom one is a bunch of H4 wicks. So I've got them on the H4 chart. I'll zoom out for the H4. And you can see this is where it starts from. You can see all these wicks inside of this area. Now, from here, I'll go to the lower time frame, 3 hours. And then look at the top line. The top line is the one, I'll just make it orange here. And you'll see the amount of times we had actually a wick touch it. So, little bit of a poke into here. I wouldn't complain too much. This is around the figure, 15,600 as well. So not too bad. Yeah, dojis. Yeah. Now. Oh, thanks, Brian. Okay. My chart's different to yours, Meron. Is it? We've reverted again. We were the same yesterday. Now they're different again. This is the candle. This one here. This one is the liquidity candle for London, New York yesterday. Hence the box here. Okay, let's go to the 2 hour chart. 2 hour chart. We don't really see. Doesn't really add too much more value to this. So we'll go to 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart. We have apart from the London high here, taking out the doji low, we've got clean candle here. Let's go to the 30 minute because the 30 minutes where I've drawn this support zone down the bottom. So this here, from the low to the open, this is my little support zone, which is underneath the current daily high. So this is kind of where I would like to see price potentially push into, leave a bunch of liquidity up here, reject this area, leave a bunch of liquidity here, and pre-news be positioned somewhere here, giving us plenty of upside or downside. If we can reject from this area, then that will be a lovely 70 pip move, more or less. So that's will be what I'm targeting. I'm going to target 50 of that as well. All right, so let's go to 15. Then we've got 5 minutes left before the actual open. So we're inside of this clean candle already, which is a bit of a pain because I would have liked to have used that for later. But Euro's looking to do a full correction. Euro's actually pretty heavy volume. Look at the size of this yellow range. If I squeeze as much as I can, look at the size of, so far, Euro open. Well, the hour before the Euro open and then the actual Frankfurt open, that's the size of the range that it moved compared to yesterday. Today's much bigger compared to Tuesday. Today's like nearly 3 times as big. Bigger again, bigger again, bigger again, bigger again, bigger again. So it's all that annoying CPI liquidity volume trapped, which is causing this volatility today. Yep, 4:55 Brisbane time now. So 5 o'clock we've got London open. 4 o'clock was your Frankfurt open. Frankfurt open's been powering, man. Okay, let's go to all charts view. 30, 15, 5, 3. Cool. So I'm not really gonna take anything as soon as we open, not like yesterday. I'm gonna, just because price has already moved so far that if I wanted to take an entry, I should have been in it already, but I didn't see any confirms or anything personally. If you guys have taken sells already, very good, very happy for you. So I'm gonna look for it to potentially sweep into these areas. I don't really have anything here that I feel like putting too much risk on, so I'm just gonna have to like just let the first few minutes play out. Probably Asian high. Yeah, apart from sweeping the Asian high, but it's too early for me. So let's see if we can get something to tap into something like that. Something nice and simple. And we'll try get an entry from like a little, this could be like the buy zones. These could be the buy zones. To sell down to that area, if you're so inclined, I don't see a way yet, unless you're just expecting it to continue going down and that you're just looking for resistance to be created and then retest the low, which could work as well. But London volume can be a different beast. So I'm gonna have to wait and see. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Sell to buy, then sell again. Sell to buy, to sell again. Maybe, yeah. Forty seconds.
I think I want to be deeper.
Yeah, I'm looking for it to be deeper. 30 minutes closing nice and bearish. 1 hour is hectic bearish. But I would look for a potential sell zone from, if it pushed up, depends if this candle's, yeah, maybe if we can, if I can get something to retest inside of, say, this area.
Yeah, I like that too. Or
Oh.
just slightly above it. Fair value gap.
But I wouldn't want this one to be broken. Here's the London Open now, so we're instantly pushing down. Feel the wick of the hour. Is it going to sweep the euro low? Is it going to... Tom, I didn't think you were going to trade today. So we're looking... Going with the hour candle and the euro volume. Looking like the smart thing to have done so far. You were out of action yesterday. Oh. Okay, is it going to reset and break this low again?
I've ended long off the close of that fair value gap.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say that I just spotted a little 5-minute Asian session support. Not that I like it, but I did just spot this as a little support. From the low to the open here. So I wonder if this could be a little bit more of a liquidity pool. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Very sensitive area now. Let it break. Break down. React. Push down again. And I'd take I wouldn't take an anticipation. Or maybe I could. But I would be a bit... I kind of want to take a bit more of a confirmation. So prices hit the support area now. Could I have done a cowboy for 20? No cowboys. I might switch to the 1 minute chart though. I do like this little area. But I want to see it reject first. Sweep the Asian low. Form like a doji or something. Form like a liquidity, pull liquidity from the zone to then go upside and retest this 15,683. So this pathway was, just forget about this pathway for now. This is something I'm looking for the overall, but I might try, because Tom's gone cowboy, okay. Because we've moved so far down as well, one swoop, taking this Asian low. If I can see signs of it holding or rejecting or it pulling liquidity from the zone, then I'm going to think that this could deposit that liquidity somewhere else. Okay. I feel like it's going to push down again. Come on. Reject the low of this bit. Oh, holy. Almost made a massive boo-boo then. Nearly made a massive boo-boo. I was getting everything set. I was making sure I was just adjusting lot sizes from trading gold yesterday back to trading German 40. And I realized I was still on the gold page.
Been there.
Yeah, I've done that as well. That would have been disastrous.
Going long on gold at the moment, yeah.
Well, we're going 10 times the lot size as well.
What are you talking about? It's the same size lots.
Yeah. Prop firms. Oh, that's inconsistent of you.
Listen, are you using 80 lots on gold? No, I'm not using 80 lots on gold.
Okay.
On purpose.
That slipped. Finger slipped. What's your ratio of lots from German 40? Indices, they're a factor of 10 higher. Because your minimum lot size that you can use for gold is 0.01. On many of the brokers, not every broker, but many of the brokers, your minimum lot size is 0.1. It's the same thing. Same size, same dollar size per trade, but you don't want to make a mistake by doing, if you trade, say you trade 10 lots on, or say you trade one standard lot on gold, to get the equivalent trade size, you need to do 10 standard lots on indices. But if you're with a prop firm, some prop firms will have a consistency rule where they don't want you to open trades too different of a size, but they don't understand that if you trade an indice and your trade volume increases by 10 times, it's the same. It's actually the same, but they'll see that as a number and flag you. One lot on gold equals $10 per pip. One lot on German equals $1 per pip. Yeah, great. That's a better way of putting it. Five minutes.
That's USD.
USD, yeah.
If you put an Australian, if you're trading in Australian dollars, it's slightly different.
Yeah, $14. $15. It's if your account's in Australian dollars, it is, then you've got to do the Australian to USD conversion. So Aussie is about 0.64 cents. Sorry, $1 US, one Aussie dollar is about 0.64 cents, which is about 2/3. So it's going to be 2/3 higher. One third higher, sorry, my mistake. Morning, Peter. How are you? Okay, we're swept Asian low. I'm actually going to enter a little buy soon. I was going to anticipate that this candle could close bullish. But it's not looking like it's giving many rejections yet, so I'm not touching that anticipation entry just yet, because there's a good chance that I'm anticipating to close bullish and it's not going to close bullish. If it closes bullish, then you can look for the retest of the wick anyway, so don't get confused with where we're at right now, or think you're going to miss the trade. Okay, 15 seconds for this candle to tell us. You're looking for this area, 619, actually?
Yeah, I'm looking at both the areas where how if price gonna react. This is a large share of liquidity. You can say if price can take out that liquidity, that even better. But sometimes price will not going to come back. It can just react from this area. So this is a double bottom here. No, not that. That is not itself. It's just that indicator is showing it says that doji can. But this is a double bottom here. So if price able to take out that thing, and maybe after that we can get our entry.
Yeah, so that's the top of this box I've drawn, and then the midpoint of the box. All right, 3-minute candles opened, didn't close as a little rejection. Maybe the 1 minute has, but that's a dangerous one to be looking at.
1 minute is closed like a doji one previous one, so
yeah, look for
dangerous to take entry.
Look for it to sweep first. So price is holding on my little line that I've got here. This line, remind myself, what was that line? Asian low. Asian low. Okay. It's at least coming back to the London high at some stage. So we've at least got a 25 pip move up from this area. At least. But the lower we can get in the trade, the better this potential could be. Come on, man. So I've still not seen any reason to be in something right now. How is the others doing? What's gold up to? 1906, pounds at 1.94.
If you look at 1 minute chart now, so on 1 minute, this was a manipulation from downside. Next candle was here. Next candle was a manipulation from upside, so negation thing. And once price is breaking that and closing above, then we are going upside then. Because they doesn't want to take out that doji then if they are breaking that high.
4 minute chart. 4 minute looks like a nicer candle. But there is a little doji at the bottom of that wick. So if we can just give it another little test.
Yes.
And then start
if price
flipping
able to
bullish.
retest that 4 minute candle one more time, retest.
Preferably from a little bit higher to retest and then start flipping back bullish again. That could give you a decent little entry. Come on, this does push though.
Yeah, this level's been tested a few times. The bottom of this 15-minute candle, looking left.
Yeah.
Rejected off it.
I want to see something like this at least. Let's go, boy. Come on.
If you look at that 15 minute now, 15 minute don't have a top wick now, so 15 minute can turn bullish. And if it able to close bullish one, we kind of just took out this liquidity now, and then we can simply push to the upside then.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I got 2 15 minutes here. That bottom left should be 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, same thing, same deal.
Yes.
Are you securing, are you, Glenn?
No, not yet. I like this pattern. I've got a bit more confidence in this pattern. I think I'm going to hold this a little bit longer. Should come down and retest the top.
What would be nice is if it would be nice if we had a little bit of a support, resistance created here somewhere. I would have liked to have seen that for it to hold to push up, but I don't see that just yet.
Now on 1 minute, if this candle is turning bullish one and breaking that high, we are negating that candle to again start moving into the upside. We have imbalanced candle here, and eventually this is also liquidity then.
Yeah. Here's the retest, hopefully. Hopefully that's just the retest. Not the reload. Retest, not reload. Yeah, man. If only this wick was a little bit longer like
sending you a
that.
text message.
Yes.
Okay, so Brian.
Someone's on speaker.
Yeah, no, I got him before Brian said anything.
That'd be Brian.
Okay. So 5 minute here, created the doji, didn't have a nice close on that one. So we can look for, now we've got doji low. We could potentially look for a anticipation. Come on, boy. Let's go. Push. Push. Really struggling to move away. But, you know, it's only the first 15 minutes. First 15 minute left of no top wick of the London Open. Over here. No top wick. So, but the candle closed quite bearish, this 15 minute candle. We've done a little partial wick fill. So, could we sweep the low and then push up? And I could imagine the 15 minute does that. Pushes down, breaks the low, and then shows a bit of a rejection wick. Problem is, if it's breaking the low here, it's not really in the middle. It's not really at a clean point of interest for me. If it pushed down and tapped into like this area, this is in line with the same area actually I was looking at, then I could imagine the 15 minute candle can hopefully just be leaving a bottom wick and then starting to push up, and then on the 30 minute time frame this would be a long wick. Then it's looking to go and make a top wick for this one. So I do think it's going to have another bit of a sweep. So if I was going to do a cowboy entry, I'd potentially do a cowboy entry from around here, but I will still prefer to wait for price to be sweeping this low in the 5 minute and then flip in bullish and then take it, not take a cowboy, but take like a anticipation will still be underneath here. We don't really have strong signals because everything, price is actually coming down. My eyes are telling me that price is coming down, but for it to be flipping bullish and then come back down and then start to go again, that'd be a bit more of a confirmation, bit like between anticipation and confirmation entry. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. At the moment, price is just settling. Five minute didn't break the low, did it? It's double. It's exactly the same. Double bottom. 5 minute double bottom. How about my terminal? Will make a difference? Five minute. My terminal did break the low by 0.1. I don't trust that. Keep an eye on the time. You don't want to be entering too close to the 5 minute candle closing. So anticipation can't be anticipation entry because it's closed in 10 seconds. There's not going to have enough time for it to flip bullish. So this is going to close lower. It's tapping into this liquidity zone now. This is that 30 minute, no, sorry, 1 hour. 1 hour liquidity wick. Cool. All right, I like this zone now. I like this zone. So this is looking even better now. I really would prefer to be trading from here. Yeah, that's my terminal did as well break that low. So now I'm looking for this zone to touch. This could be nice. A nice area. So you still got to wait though. You still got to wait for your confirmations. New York and London 25%. You mean from low to high, the quarter mark? Is that what you're saying, Nigel? Yeah. Yeah, I like this area. Come on, man. So it's not going to be nothing though. Like no wicks that I recognize yet. So just because we're at a point of interest or zone of interest doesn't mean you need to be entering. Wick fill on the 3 minute. Little gap on the 5s. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, mate. You do a cowboy there, actually. What I'm looking at is it to sweep into here again. I'm looking to take, waiting for this 3 minute candle to close and then looking to enter underneath it.
So that was the last area of liquidity. So if price is breaking that low again, I mean the actual low here,
This candle.
then we will the 5 minute on the left side where I
This one.
posted that chart.
Oh, okay. Let me go over it. This one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it should not be breaking that low.
Yeah. I just want this 3 minute to close. Well, this is what I'm envisioning.
Yeah, 3 minute confirmation will be much better. This is just a cowboy entry, but if 3 minute give a better confirmation, that can be a good idea to push to the upside again.
I'm going to enter something like this. So what is it? Something like that. 3 minutes closes the doji now. So take the bottom of the doji and then push bullish.
One minute is showing some good momentum.
Yeah, I just looked at my terminal. 1 minute liquidity candle, 1 minute retest.
That candle again closed like a doji.
Hmm.
on, push to the upside. No.
Let's go. Come on. Okay, the 5 minute just opened. We'll go back to the 3 minute here. How long's left? 30 seconds for the 3 minute. Okay. All right. I'm gonna enter. Wish me luck. Sarah wants to keep going down. Heck yeah. The way I gapped there, I don't like how I gapped there, but I'm going to give it a go. Problem is, we're 3 minutes away, 2.5 minutes away from the 30-minute candle closing, which is looking strong bearish. Strong bearish. So it could go down to these wicks even. These are my rejection wicks zones. There's 15,600 and 15,605. Problem with these 15,600 areas is that you can have a quick 20 pip flash underneath it, which does give me pause. Wasn't the strongest of confirmations, but hopefully this 5 minute can retrace some. Otherwise I might have to manage this trade a little bit. The way it's hesitating so much. No top wick. Yeah, you know what? We've got a chance to break this high now. The 1 minutes. Took the no wick. You just push. You don't come back.
Yeah, I also took a re-entry there.
Yeah.
Previous one got smoked out. Now let's see if this candle has to close strong one.
Yeah, it does.
3 minute as well as 5 minute.
I don't like the 15-minute candle closing here, so I'm going to. Oh, do I take some profit here? I've literally got a second to make a decision. Oh shit! It was 15 second. It was 15-minute candle closing, 30-minute candle closing. I'm not going to let it become a losing trade. Let's put it that way, because we're at the close of these candles, that's risky as hell, man. Because the 30-minute could do a wick fill and then push down. Come on. Just give me 20 pips and I'll...
Yeah, at least to that doji candle on 3 minute.
Yeah, I'm taking 50% now with this guy. That's giving me 15 pips. Just in case we reject here again and come back down. I'm not going to move my stop loss though. I'm not moving the stop loss. I've already closed 50% here. 15 pips. Stop loss was basically 15 pips. So I took 50% at 1-to-1. And I don't know, rightly or wrongly if I did that. But this is now risk-free. No matter what happens, it can't hurt me. I don't like the close on that 15 and 30. Sorry, go on actually. What were you going to say?
So if price is breaking this high, then this is a previous FU candle, you can say, or attempted FU candle. If price able to break that thing, close above, that means we want to continue pushing at least to this. And if the 15-minute or hourly show some manipulation from downside, then we can continue pushing to the upside.
Yeah, you're right. It needs a close above it though, doesn't it? Because if this is only wicking up and then starting to break its own low again, because this 5 minute was a doji, and it could be like that 2 candle pullback and then just reset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the close above is pretty important. Now we've got a little bearish candle in the 1 minute. If we can close above the bearish candle, then you're closing above resistance. And this candle don't matter too much then. Come on, sucker.
Nice. Push.
Let's go, boy. Come on.
FU candle close, so even better confirmation now to the upside on 1 minute.
Yeah, this is looking good now. Take that, Sarah, the goat.
Too short.
Yeah, we are coming for your stop loss now.
Yeah. You tell us to keep going down when we're taking buys. Okay, so this is the previous resistance. Let's see what it does here. Oh, now Sarah's in the buy. Yeah, typical. That's why it moved up. Close the sells, entered the buys with us. Good. Well, should be up around 20 pips now. Oh, was up 20. Now back up to 20. Yeah.
So on 1 minute, at least if we able to tap till there, people can close some another partial there and then let the small runner do their job to the upside.
Yeah. Come on.
Important part is that 45-minute has to, if able to close strong bullish one, then we will continue pushing upside, because on 45-minute also we going to create HCS then.
On the 45-minute, I'll do it on the 30-minute chart.
So this is a FU candle. So price, this you can say the liquidity. This was swept, price swept the liquidity now.
Yep.
Now, if this one is closing bullish one inside here, then we will continue pushing upside then.
Yeah.
All right, push. Price breaking this thing can even get a higher. We can get more than 20 pips above them.
Yeah, going for the London high, the current London high now.
Yeah, London, I don't have top pick, so probably we will create that top pick now.
Yeah. Beauty. I think you can, if you have closed partials, I think your stop loss is safe. If you're in this area, I think your stop losses can go to entry now. So you can at least book something from this.
I think the first entry I took, it was, I think, FOMO entry.
FOMO.
Yeah.
I think maybe your stop loss is just because the entry was a little bit high. I think the entry was actually okay. I think the stop loss probably too tight.
And I should have looked into the other time frame also. Like this you can consider as a liquidity.
Yes.
This candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 1 minute was a convincing one, but this candle closed like a doji one. That's the only part. If that candle could have closed like a strong one somewhere here, then we could have just pushed to the upside instead of coming back one more time to the downside.
I think it's the amount of time it hesitated here as well. It created like a little bit of a pocket for it to sweep as well. And like that movement is more unlikely. It normally will do like create something to sweep or do something like this or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas this one here is the least probable. But like, you know, there are times that you would catch that, and like there's so many times I've missed trades because I've gone for one of these scenarios. Either way, you know, the benefit of getting in where you did with a tight stop loss is that you only need to hit 1 out of 3, and I know your accuracy is far better. And if you just get one of those, even probably 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, it still pays off going for it and not really changing. But then like you said, by changing through the time frames, you might have been able to spot this as a trap.
Yes.
And stayed out of it. But risk reward wise, you know, I know your trading's on point.
Let's say price.
You cut out then, buddy.
I was on mute. Yeah, so today I'm not going to do any kind of NY session. Today my wife's birthday, so going to celebrate.
Happy birthday to her. Yeah, treat her. I think it's a good day to just for New York session. I'm going to watch it out of interest because that news, man, I can't see a world. Well, I can see a world, but I'd be surprised if it's not mixed news, which is just not very good trading conditions.
Yesterday wasn't get that much big, like a 20 or 40 pips around. It wasn't like a price didn't move that much in any direction. As I think you already draw that candle in the London session that we're gonna close like a negation candle, single candle negation. Yeah.
CPI is like, I did well in CPI for this one. I actually entered just before the news. Risky, but grabbed 50 pips in like, you know, minute or two, and then when it started ranging, took a range trade for 30 pips. So I was really I was quite pleased. Tried to go for I was tempted to go for a long when we finally closed out of the above 1913, but the price, it just like there was too many wicks around there. It wasn't like a clean close, so I was more just observing to see if it could push up. I had a sell limit ready at 1920, 1921.
Yeah, I saw your you put some line there on 1921 area.
Yeah, because it was a clean candle. Just didn't get up there.
I still think that the 1903 area can be trigger first, and then we can start moving into the upside, because on 1903 we have that daily doji candle.
Yeah, seen that. That's where I was looking for that's where I was hoping to take profit for the sell during CPI, but it reacted off the London high at 1905, And I thought maybe it won't get there. But that's now, you've got targets both sides now, 1903, 1921.
Yes, yes.
Hopefully the news today doesn't hit it. Hopefully it leaves it for Friday.
And if the on weekly be able to reject from the downside now and close like a attempted FU candle, then we can get our low of the monthly. We can start moving to the upside then.
From a fundamental point of view, what we want for that to happen is PPI to be low. If PPI is low, I think we'll spike down, grab the liquidity from 1903, then we can push up. And retail sales to be flat. Unemployment, I think if it's a bad number, or even if it's a good number, I don't think unemployment's going to have too much of an effect. But the retail sales and the PPI is going to be the big one. If that comes out low, I would look for sweeps into liquidity to push higher for gold. Cowboy. Oh, Tom's Cowboy didn't pay. But still going well for the month. Very good. Good to hear, mate. Yeah, the Cowboy's a little bit. Yeah, we discussed it. It just took too long. Those Cowboy entries, you want it to move away 20 pips very quickly. And when as soon as it hesitates, it's more likely to sweep again.
Another HCS can form here.
Let's hope so.
That candle, yeah, it did not close to bullish.
Because at the moment it's formed a HCS from the upside.
But we at least targeted that doji candle here. This doji candle.
Yeah. So this resistance now, because this is the support in the Asian session, I'm just going to redraw that. And it's kind of not relevant anymore. Now this is the resistance. So we've... Oh, you close 75% there? Yeah, good option, mate.
Nice, you got a 41 pips.
Yeah, perfect. It'd be nice to get the 50, the round number, but... Oh. That's a shame. The target was too much for it. Created that resistance on the 1 minutes. It's going to leave the London high for later. So let's see if we can dig in. Potentially get another buy around here. At the moment it's still following this like pathway. But now the 15 minutes... Oh, this 15 minutes looking a bit nasty, isn't it? If it closes... If it breaks the low... Okay, here's a scenario that we can look at. I think this is a good call. Hopefully this 15-minute candle... Oh, so it's got 1 minute left. I was going to say, if it could break the low... and then close where it is, then we just wait for something to close above or below, don't we? And then look to go that direction.
Yes, but probably we wanna push upside because higher time frame is wanna tell us that we wanna continue pushing upside. This is the liquidity area where we are looking at right now.
Yeah.
On 5 minute, it kind of just came back to retest that attempted F candle here.
Yeah.
This candle.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? All right, well, new 15-minute candle. Got another doji. This could be a potential... It's very tempting. You know what that means? It means it's coffee time. How did people take this trade? Did you guys follow along? I know Ivan did. He said he did. Who else? Anyone else take it? Nigel took it. Beauty. How did you manage it? Jim entered a bit late. Closed evens. Oh, okay. Break even. Damn it. That's alright though. No, you took 50%. Alan took it. Overmanaged. Took a little tiny loss. David took it. Bit late. Small profit. Peter took it, same, but closed at break even. Oh. Looks like Ivan was the winner here.
Yeah, Ivan did his homework, so he know how to manage.
Yeah, damn straight. Ivan did it. I think Ivan was one of the very few that did the homework.
Yeah.
Daniel hesitated, didn't take it. The homework we're talking about is from like months ago. It's Akshay's assignment. Tom took the trade. Oh, you completely followed toward the end. Beauty. Yeah, took the trade. 2.1% profit on the move for you. Congrats, Tom. That's awesome. Good to hear. Oh, Mary, did you step out? What happened? He said, did you guys take a trade? Yeah, we did. Yeah. Took a sweep of the low over here. Me personally, I closed 50%. I was a little worried about this candle and the opening of the 15-30 minute candle. I took 50% at 1 to 1. When price pushed up here, I did take a little bit more off of it, but I was leaving the majority to run. Came back down. It hasn't closed me out here because what I do down here is I'll let it like touch it. And then as soon as it moves away, it becomes a hard stop loss. But I did close another bit when it got there, so I wouldn't take a full loss. So I've got a small piece running still, because instead of closing full, I guess we're gonna have to talk about trade management system. But the reason I really hate talking about trade management is, well, no, it's important. I like talking about it, but I really hate saying that there's a one size fits all, because it depends on your week, it depends on your personality, it depends on the trade, it depends on so many factors. So it's so subjective. It's more to do with experience. So the way I like to do things is like if price has been here once, it's more likely to be here again. So from this area, what I want it to do is I'll let it touch it, but I want it to push away. And then as soon as it pushes away, like once it's been there a second time and it's pushed away, it becomes a hard stop loss now. Because if it's breaking its own low, it's going for lower. However, in this case, because it did come back down, and because I hadn't banked too much of this trade, well, I banked a lot there, but I didn't bank too much at these highs, that when it did come back down to here, I didn't want this to be like just a tiny win. So I'd rather just mitigate some more of this trade at break even, but not close the whole thing. So sometimes it, like in cases like this, it works well. Other times it will just cut straight through, and I wish I did. So Ivan's run a survive, beauty. That's good. Oh, you got it. You got in right here. Nice. Ivan's anticipation entry was beautiful. Look at this. Entering here. Sorry, Marin, I missed your thing. Why sell? You were very bearish. Oh no, we bought. I bought. Oh yeah, thanks, actually. Sarah stopped at BE. Yeah, absolutely. We just talk about in the study session. So Thanks for the reminder. Was it? Yes, it was. Yeah. Oh, Terry, beauty, mate. 0 point. Got almost 1R on that. Why buying? Because this is my support zone. This here from at the start of the stream, I said that this was my support zone. On the 30 minute support zone. Also, let me run through it all, and then I'll go get a coffee. So, the start of the stream, I said this is my support zone. From this wick, from the low to the open of this candle. So that was my support zone, based on the candle formation. Then I had two thin black lines, these ones here, and I said these are proven problems on. Let me just squeeze over to the right, where there's lots of 3-hour candles rejecting from this area, and then the H4 was a wiki zone as well. Price had already dropped by that stage from the highs to the lows. Price had dropped nearly 120 pips as well. We've got Asian low down under here as well. So any sort of reactions, you just call this the discounted. Is it discounted premium? I'm not sure what the ICT calls it. But price had pushed down so far. This was a doji low. Anything under this doji low into these little 3-hour, 4-hour wick zones, into my support zone, I'd rather be looking for buys than sells. Discount, is it? Yeah, okay. If I'm going to take sells here, price needs a wick into this area, a wick into this area, and then the third time at breaking, I would say we've got a clean run down. But it needs to break 2-3 times for me to take any sells when it's this low. I'll remind you on the 3-hour rejection wicks in the 4-hour zone. Look at this is the 3-hour. Okay, just look at this 3-hour is. I'll make this line orange. I'll make it fat, and then this one I'll make the 4-hour. I'll make blue and I'll make fat. So 3-hour. Look at this is the 3-hour time frame. Look at the wicks. Look at all these little touches. Look at all these little touches along the way. So you can imagine that if a 3-hour candle is pushing down into it, what's the probability of it reacting again when you got so many wicks here? Now if we go to the 4-hour chart and you're going to look at the blue line, look at this beauty of a combination of things. You've got all these wicks in this area. What is this as well? This is an order block over here. Last bullish candle or last bearish candle before the up move. Then we've got liquidity candle here, and then I had that 30-minute support zone. And after going 120 pips down, with the backdrop of euro interest rates around the corner, I don't think we're going to see breakouts. As I was saying, we're gonna have pushed up, create something here, push down, create something here, and then we'll finish here in time for the news. Also, what's leading me to look at buys only was the way that London opened. It opened with no bottom, with no top wick. So there was a sudden, like, as soon as London opened, dropped. Probably going to head back here before it goes down too much lower. Can keep on going lower, and then New York can target it. I was just putting everything together with a probability. Now, that's all well and good to say all that. However, the main thing we need to look at then is, how do I get into an entry? How do I get into a trade? The 3 minutes now looking like that's a cracker where we got in. And that was the anticipation, was the 3-minute candle was going to, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute candle. One of them was going to give us an anticipation entry. We needed to see dojis form first. This was the first one I was getting a little bit interested in, this doji. But this candle was, with less than a minute left, was already down here. And I was like, there's no way that this is going to have enough time for this low time frame candle to be able to anticipate and push bullish. It's impossible. So this, I was going to have to let this one go. Then price came down, formed another doji. Oh, great. It's at a lower point of interest, zone of interest. Gives me more room to the upside. So it hesitated for three, basically, you know, most of these candles, let's call it the last half of this candle, but then 6 minutes it stayed in this area, creating a bit of liquidity. So I'd rather just, a lot of people would enter, say, somewhere in here and put your stop loss under there. And when it's looking like that, I'd rather just put my entry here, my stop loss lower. Let it do the sweep to push up. One thing that really got me concerned was that this was the close of the 15 to 30 minute candle. So that made me a bit nervous, to be honest. But that sort of makes sense. Like that's how I came to my bias, my trade idea. Now we're just ranging. It's gone sideways. Oh, you got 2.4 time, even better. Better than 2.1. But any questions on that? I think I explained it pretty well. I had these areas here before the stream started. Even. It's just about, like, I think it just comes to creating a sound rationale and then executing on it, and then just knowing that we've got our 4 types of entries. They all are in order of sequence, like your cowboy first, your anticipation second, your sometimes your cowboy and anticipation can look the same, but it really depends on the zone that you're at. Then the confirmation, obviously, you'll get in a little bit later, and then you can have the late entry. But where I was, if I miss the cowboy, if I miss the anticipation, I know I've got the confirmation, so I don't need to be stressed about pushing if I feel like I missed it. Sometimes it goes fast and you do miss it, but more often than not, you got more time than you think. If it's been there once, it'll go there again. As long as there's at least 20 pips to yeah exactly as well. You need to measure how much potential range you've got. I would say at least you got to have at least a 1-to-1 to be able to manage that. Give you options to manage the trade. And then even where your stop loss goes, I would rather you have a clearer target than a clear area where your stop loss goes, because you can always take inverse risk reward. You can always widen your stop loss. You can always earn the right to tighten that stop loss and tighten that risk reward. But you want to make sure that where your entry is, you want to know where your entries should be, and you want to know where your your targets should be. The risk reward is subjective. I'd rather you give yourselves a bit more room when you're struggling for consistency, so that because sometimes a losing trade can just set you off and you spiral then. Just that feeling like, fuck, I lost money, or just I was wrong. When you might not be wrong, it's just your stop loss placement was too tight. I'd rather you have a little bit wider away. Because if it's too wide, and say price is doing things you don't like, and then you close 50%, and you reduce how much, you lose less than you intended to lose. Well, you don't intend to lose anything, but you lose less than your initial risk on your trade. Then you actually salvage and feel good about something that you did right. So there's some thoughts. But another day, another dollar. Wasn't the greatest day, but it was still banked some pips. The run is pretty insignificant now. I'm more just seeing if I can hunt another one. Wasn't clear from the start of the day. Yeah, I know you said that as well, that you weren't You weren't clear from the start of the day, but I think after 120 pips, one direction, I think you can start leaning to one direction. If that makes sense, you know, like that's a hell of a move down. So I think it makes it easier once you see a huge move down to then go for a reversal. All right, well, I'm gonna go get a coffee before I get tempted into something too soon. Oh, okay. You got a lecture to go to, Dave. All right, mate. Thanks for being here. Do you need me to send you this link tomorrow as well? No? Oh, you'll be all good? Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'll catch you then tomorrow, Dave. I'm still going to stream with us. No, I'm just saying goodbye, Dave. He's going. I'm going to get coffee, though. Coffee time. Okay, you know what I need to do? I need to save a little image for the coffee time. Because we've got the close of the hour as well, so not going to take any trades for the first few minutes. Coffee. There we go. All that time for that. See you soon.
Okay, so now we already creating multiple HCS from upside. This one as well as this one. So if price able to break the HCS, that means this zone, then we will continue pushing upside then. And if you look at this was of already FU candle form here. So if price able to break this HCS, if price can come back afterward to retest this candle again, we can again start to the push to the upside. So you can get a re-entry option if price able to break the HCS. So until unless price not breaking that HCS, you don't have to look for any kind of re-entry right now. You can wait for price to close above, then come back retest to this candle to again start moving to the upside, because this area is a major area, a higher time frame liquidity area. So if price able to get a reaction from that area, we get a big reaction to the upside. Until we are breaking that high, you don't have to look for any kind of entry right now. Just wait patiently to wait price to break that thing. Otherwise, you're going to stuck in this range from upside as well as downside, and you don't have any clear direction. On 3 minute, we already did the single candle negation in this area. So price already closed above. So we can just simply push to the upside based upon 3 minute. That 3 minute did the manipulation. We also form a few candle on 3 minute also here. So we can push, anticipating price wanna continue pushing upside. But based upon 5 minute, once price is breaking this thing, it is much more clear idea that we want to continue pushing upside. Right now, we still haven't clear idea based upon 5 minute and no any other higher time frame manipulation like a 15 minute or 30 minute. Now, no other any time frame is telling us that we want to continue pushing upside, like no clear manipulation yet. Another HC is gonna form if this candle is closing bearish one. So, like for example, this retail trader concept triangle is forming from upside as well as downside. And once price breaking one side, there is now one direction afterwards, something like that. 3 minute is looking good now. On 3 minute, we are about to create HCS. We still have like a 1 minute remaining, but on 3 minute. Now, if this 3 minute is closing bullish one, then probably we will break this HCS, the 5 minute HCS. Not the best close again. 3 minute is not close where we wanted. It closed like a doji one. So no entry. We can still wait.
Looking trash.
Yeah. I thought 3 minute gonna close like a strong one to again push to the upside, but 3 minute close like a doji one again.
Yeah.
If you add the gym indicator, you can see this is a single candle negation happening here.
Gym indicator keeps on disappearing from my charts. Why can't it just stay? Man. Where is it again? Oh, beauty.
So, single candle negation.
Yeah, nice.
So price respecting that low give us a lot of information, but price has to break this thing. If price is not breaking this thing, we are just gonna be in that triangle where price is reacting from upside as well as downside.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine it dips lower and then pushes up again. Kind of reminds me of that day 2 Thursdays ago. That's 1 Thursday ago. This day. Kind of reminds me of that. So
yes, a lot of consolidation, then price push upside,
and then drop.
Actual move.
Yeah, because if we get this consolidation and then price pushes up again, then this is going to be from the lows to the highs. Remembering today we're about 120 pips in range. Price pushes up to 150 odd pips and then has that big correction in time with the news. So if we back over here to the left and we've pushed it down, and then if we just consolidate rest of London in time for the news, have another kick down and then correction. I think that's the play. If they hold rates, we go up, but we do a sweep first. If they hike, then that will be a fundamental reason to keep on pushing down and down. Let's see.
Look, Hayden, so I'm done for the today. So
okay, mate. You take care of your wife today. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
Let's take care, everyone. Yeah,
okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, 15 minutes. This is a new minute of the 15. So no top wick. Sweep in the low. potentially an anticipation entry. 15-minute anticipation. I don't like it though. We'll watch charts a bit more. Does anyone need any help in anything? We all good? Any questions, concerns, celebrations?
Hayden, can you hear me?
I can, mate.
Just my microphone wasn't working earlier, but I know I'm trading my own money now, which is so much less stressful
Oh, tell me about it.
after our conversation a few weeks back. Yeah, and I've set my own rules, kind of on the line of sort of prop firms, but set rules for how I can trade more. So I'm starting off with 0.3%. If I get to a certain number of percent, every trade can be 0.5, then 1, etc. Just to control the account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so much more freeing than obviously the prop stuff and LTT.
No names here.
Sorry?
No names here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of controversy in the prop space. A lot of controversy. But it's the drawdown limits, you know. If you've got an account, you put into your account what you're willing to risk. You risk 100% of that. You don't put into your account, oh, if I lose 5% of my account, I'm done. Yeah, that's not how it works. So then, say you take a 0.5% loss. 0.5% is not very much. And then you're only got like, say, a 10% drawdown. You're a 20th of the way to losing everything.
Yeah.
Right. And what it does is like, look, I'm not against them. I'm not for them. There's pros and cons to both. But if you take one single loss, and that's 0.5%, and you've only got 10% drawdown, you're much closer to, it puts stress on you because you feel like you're closer to losing the account. Whereas if it's your own money, 0.5% loss out of your whole account, you're not. It doesn't matter. You make that back. No one's going to say, "Oh, we're going to take it away if you lose more." The only thing is it's if it's all the money you had in that account, that's an issue. Where the prop firms, if they're going to give you funds and say these are the rules, and if you're trying to trade with it, it's less stressful because you know that your money in your bank account is safe. So there are pros to it. The con is you have a bad day, and it could affect your whole next week as well. That you've got to reduce your size, struggle to I call it the drawdown cliff. That cliff edge is much closer every time you take a losing trade than it is when you got your own money. So there is that anxiety that the cliff edge is coming closer, the cliff edge is coming closer. I think it's a good way if everything was transparent, if everything was just you had good confidence that that they're not going to go bust, they're not going to take it off, they are going to pay out. If you've got complete certainty on that side of things, I think it's the way to go. I think it's the fastest way to grow your own account because the way that they will scale up. but the way that all this news has been coming out lately, like I've just sunk so much time into the challenge and having to go, like, you know, it was a bit stressful even for me. I reduced my size and was grinding away, and I was just about done. I was almost done with everything. Stage 2, and it took me a while to get to do it, because I kept my stop loss, I kept my position, my size really low. Now I'm back to my own account. I feel like I've got to make up a little bit of lost time. I'm up over 28% in the last 2 weeks. 28% in 2 weeks. Where I grinded out 10 time I did 8% on MFF. Took me, well, the first time I had a month to do it, but I went to Sicily, so I got it to like 7%, and then I didn't want to. I knew I wasn't going to pass it properly, so I let it expire, because if it expires and profit, you get to go again. So I wasted that first month. Second month, they removed the time limit like a week later, which was annoying, because it would have, I would have only had to do 1% when I got back. Then I got back from Sicily, did the 8% in about 3.5 weeks. Then I went to stage 2, and that took me a little bit longer, and I was grinding away. And the day after they froze everything, because I was in a standing pound Aussie trade, that would have put me over the 5% second phase, so I would have passed it. But then, wouldn't have had time to get any payouts no matter what. But took me a good nearly 2 months by that stage to have passed the challenge. Waste of time, because I stopped trading my own accounts, focusing on that. So all that for nothing. Well, I took some trades on smaller accounts that I had running side by side. Anywho, it is what it is. You're right. Trading your own money is much. It's you always feel free, but there does come the anxiety from losing. If you do lose big, I've lost big before.
You kind of got to wear two hats, though. You got to wear a trader hat, which is day to day, minute to minute doing your trades, and you got to wear your investor hat.
Yeah.
So if I do go down by 3%, then I should be reducing the amount I can risk on trades, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
As much as if I go up, then I should be increasing it and putting more money in. So it's quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, start small, grow it steady, doing well, deposit a bit more, grow it a bit more as well that way, so you can grow it artificially as well as injecting more capital into it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, my runner well and truly out now. So can we catch something here? I'm probably not going to touch it now. I'm going to wait for it to drop lower. I'm going to wait for a strong 15-minute candle to close the direction I want, bullish, and then I'm going to take the retest of that one. So I'm going to set some alerts, but I got to wait every 15 minutes now, because remember, I'll turn Jim's Indie off. Remember that I'm visualizing the 31st. I'm visualizing this move. I'm visualizing the push up, consolidation, push up, sell off, but in reverse. So thinking it's pushed down, consolidating, another leg down, and then sell exhaustion, buy a step back in. So just got to wait though for a 15-minute candle. Oh, that's right, Jim. No problem. German 40 crossing. So don't know where I had an alert. I didn't think I had an alert that's in there, but it's the 50. That's the 50% of this 15-minute candle.
Up with the no wick candle to the left.
Oh yeah, and a no wick candle. Ooh, tempting. Nah, no Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys got a sore back riding the horse too, I think.
What was that?
This Cowboy's got a sore backside from riding the horse too long. 15 minutes got no top wick either.
Yeah. 30 minutes coming to a close. Look at the hours just been pumping. Look at that. Look at the hours. The hour candles. So this will be my target for later on. This zone here. Let's make it. Let's go pink.
Can't believe it, eh?
Oh, that's text. What have I done? You can't believe it. What's going on?
Entry this afternoon was on. Can you throw the 30 minutes on? In that wick. About
Shoot.
on my MT5, it emptied. It was like the 50% of that wick up here. It looked a bit. It was a bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. 15. But yeah,
Same
it
candle.
was in same candle. Yeah, it's just a slightly different price feed. But yeah, and I closed it in that little order block, that where you've got your green line, your little green box.
This one or the small one?
Got one.
Oh, this one.
Just kidding. There you go.
Yeah, well, the Cowboy might not have actually been too bad. I'm looking at this now. The more I see this, you got liquidity in this candle. You've got liquidity candle sweep in this one, and then you got the 50% mark. Not bad at all. Not bad for at least a 20 pip push. Yeah, really nice, man. Gosh, there's so many. The thing I love about this trading is that there's so many opportunities. And every day when I look back at my day and do those like trade breakdowns, I'm like I'm usually pretty pleased with like every day. Like there hasn't been too many days where I'm like, oh man, I just did bad today. There's many times I feel still a little bit not disappointed, but I guess the word I'm looking for is that there's so much more I could improve. I could get so much better. There's so many opportunities there that maybe if I was just a tad more aggressive, I would take more losses. I know I'm trading within my own personality, but I do look at this and be like, easy 20 pips there, 30 pips there, 20 pips there. Like, I don't like taking too many trades. Me personally, I'm like more of a 1 to 2 trade kind of guy. Before I wouldn't have minded that, taking more. And maybe I should take more as well, because every time I do the reviews, I'm like, opportunity. I just see so many opportunities that I haven't capitalized on, and that sometimes that makes me feel like I haven't done that well today. When I look at how many pips were left on the table, it's also like I'm not too stressed here. Cause like streaming and trying to call a trade and making sure that people don't take straight losses as well. That adds pressure onto it as well, because I don't want to lead people down a bad trade, because like I know people just follow, and it makes me feel guilty that, you know, the only reason you did it is because I did it.
Mate, 25% per month compounding. I think you're doing all right, mate.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm like, I'm very happy with that. I'm very, very happy. But how when I look at this style, how many entries there is just so much. You guys just need to just keep sticking at it, because as soon as you start seeing the opportunities and getting used to it, used to the framework that we're teaching here, you should be able to create an idea. And if it's not the right idea, it don't matter really, does it? Because there's a few tweaks you need to do. You need to be able to see the setup. You need to be able to create an idea. You need to have the confidence in yourself to do it. And it takes time to develop the confidence. It takes time to understand the framework. But once you start seeing it, you just see opportunity everywhere. It just takes time, you know. You just got to follow and not get frustrated, because I know there's some people. I've had the feedback. People have gotten frustrated, or this is, you know, your bullshit and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, or just because I took a trade, or they took the losing trade and they didn't take the winning trade, or they got in late, they got a bad entry. It's not my problem. You're the one that's pushed the button, right?
You're always going to get people like that, though.
Yeah, and they do affect me though, because I'm trying to make sure everyone's happy here, and I think most people are happy. But there are some people that will blame others for them not putting the hard work in as well. And it does get to me a little bit.
I'll find some nice memes for you, mate. Stick them in the Discord. People out there that are more than happy to throw blame at everyone else rather than sticking their own name in front of the list.
Yeah, I mean, I know, because I've been through it as well. I've gone through that period where I've like blamed everyone else, then thinking that, oh, you know, if they make it look so easy, that's got to be bullshit. It's not easy. There's a million things going on in my head before I'm taking these trades as well. But I've got to the stage where now it's like pretty relaxed. I can be pretty relaxed when I'm at a trade. Good to hear, Peter. Yeah, you say you learned so much just in the last 2 weeks. And I think a month every day, or most days of the week, is kind of what you need. But at the end of that first month, I think you'll be starting to anticipate even what I'm going to say then. You know, you might have to get a little bit more refinement on the zones, but more or less you can start to understand what I'm going to say, and that way you're starting to think the same. And we're not the same. There's no way that we're the same. So we're all going to see slightly different things, but there's so many opportunities here. I'm not going to see everything, and I'm going to miss things, but other people might see it, or other people might be, I know there's some guys absolutely crushing it, and just, you're more aggressive taking some of these trades, and it's working. Other days you might have bigger losses, but you definitely have bigger wins as well. It all balances out in the end. I just think you guys need to just keep on going. Just keep pushing through. It's not easy, the trading business, mostly psychology. The fundamentals, sometimes I find it a little bit easier for me to have a bias, because I've spent time over the last like 18 months really just honing my fundamentals. Like, I've got no problem holding buys on pound Aussie. Every time it looks scary ass to the downside, I don't mind taking a buy, because until the fundamentals shift, I'm leaning to buys all the time. I don't mind taking a loss on a sell. I mean, I don't mind losing on a buy if it pushes down, because I've got more of a preference to buy. I understand why I'm buying something based on the fundamentals. Based on the technicals, sometimes these buys don't make sense. Gold. Let's see. I'm really excited for today. I really love this news.
Let's go, Germany! I just got out my short.
Oh yeah? Now going long? The cowboy should be up 30 pips now.
Cowboy entry on that one.
Yeah, nice one.
We need to compare notes someday.
Sarah, yeah, you guys are more alike than you realise.
I might get myself a cowboy hat.
Oh, I haven't took it as well. Far out. Yeah, and that's the other thing Peter said as well. Yeah, you're right. It's that's why it's sometimes it's just the speed that I'm looking at, speed that I'm seeing things, is because I'm more used to it, so that it's more at the front of my mind. I'm not trying to remember some things, because it's already learnt, and it's there, accessible. I've created the connections that I can it feels second nature, because it's just the knowledge is there. Whereas when you're learning, you're trying to create those connections. And it's like a physiological reason why it takes time as well. You can't just pick it up and hold it in your short-term memory, because 3 days later it won't be there as accessible, and you'll miss pieces, and you can't link things together as quickly. That's why it purely does take time. Now, that's why I was thinking that, like, my nights have just been a little bit chaotic lately, so I haven't been doing as many. I was trying to transition the Emma bot into more of a hold it over London session as well, and then I just thought, I'm just not putting enough time into it, so the first 4 attempts I didn't work out. So I've got to revisit that. However, I've always wanted to do the fundamental side of this service, and the fundamental side is taking me far longer to. Every time I go to do some slides or do a video, I'm like, I realize there's just so much more that I need to. I need to break some of these ideas down. Otherwise, I'm going to do like a 3-hour video, and I know you guys don't want that. I don't want to do that, and it's going to be boring as hell. So I need to do these like smaller videos, and then in the order that I do these, I'm trying to make it more of a sequence. However, in the meantime, it shouldn't stop us from doing a stream per week where we just look at, like maybe early in the week, where we just look at swing trade ideas and set some ideas like pending orders and things across a few of the pairs.
Yeah, that'd be really good, because I would like a bit of time off of the screens, to be fair.
Yeah, and we just let the charts just take time and just do it stuff. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do.
Don't mind putting the work in, but I'd need some me time as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, I'm only trading lately, the last month or so, apart from like when there's good news on. I've been doing 2 hours in the morning. That's it. Now I think people get annoyed as well that they come to the stream, missed it, and then I'll get off. I'll be like, see ya, and then it's like, feels like, it's not really, because a lot of people still have that work mentality. You've got to put the time in. You do, but you get paid on skill here. You don't get paid on time at the charts. So the less I can spend at the charts, the better.
Yeah.
Without cutting it too short. But for me, I've got so much done in the last month with all the moving, because my actual work day I'm getting paid for is very little. Like time spent. Like, I'm done. I turn the computer off at 10 o'clock, and that's it. I'm barely getting back to the computer until late in the night. But it doesn't affect my pay, because I'm still taking my trade. I'm actually far more accurate. The last month, I've only had that one bad week, which was a positive week. It was just bad compared to other weeks. But the trades we have been taking, like I said, all the trades we take that win, they all look the same. The losing trades are ones you're like, man, this sucks. Like, that week when we just couldn't get any, like, follow through, and the volume came so late, and we forced it, and I didn't wait for the 15-minute candle confirmation. All of that was, that was a tough week. $32 pips now. Nice work, man. You guys see? Cowboy entry for the win. It's not a cowboy entry though. Even if this felt like a cowboy entry, what really is it?
You look at that same trade on the 1 minute though. You had a second opportunity if you missed the cowboy.
It's a 30-minute It's a 30-minute anticipation entry. This was your liquidity candle. This was your doji. This was the candle breaking the low, and you're entering below it, and it closed. Didn't close bullish, but closed back inside the wick. That's a 30-minute anticipation entry. Even if it looked like a cowboy entry, just because it moved down aggressively. It's a 30-minute confirmation. 30-minute anticipation.
Yeah, I caught it right just below your yellow line.
Oh,
so on the second.
Yeah.
Just below. Yeah.
That was when you're closing your sells into the buys.
Yeah.
This is the primo entry right here. Yeah. That one there, from the midpoint of that liquidity wick. Tom, just listening to your talk today about the review process. Yeah, exactly. This is why I said to you the other day how I'm so impressed with how much you've improved in the last few weeks. that when you've been doing these revisions, you're spotting you're saying where you've gone wrong, but then you're saying where you've gone right, and you're saying where the opportunities were as well. And it just, the more you keep on doing this, the better off you're going to be. And you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Excellent work. As I was saying, not all progress is in the account size, is it? You got all this progress that you make mentally, even when you sleep, you're improving. If you're creating these connections, if you're constantly reminding yourself what's going on, just don't burn yourself out. As well, take time for your family and that. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Got stuff to do, people to talk to. All right. Oh, Alan took it as well. Crushed it. Work, Alan. You guys did well. Yeah. It was a good day. I think it was a good day. Even though like it was a shitty day, when you look at it, the price action, there were still opportunities. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, you take care. If you're just new to the channel, then make sure you like and subscribe if you like it. Or send me some hate. I don't mind. But
Hey, you're leaving a comment.
just comment. Just make some activity on the channel. It really helps. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Take care. Take care.
Cheers, Hayden.
Take care. Thanks, Hayden.
You're welcome.
See my cowboy hat, Sarah?
Yeah. Send it over, mate.
Congrats,
I'll get a
Pat.
pink one for you.
Oh, Pat went. Okay. Close with a winner. No cowboy, but a winner. Good one. You'll hear it later.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Samir.
Thanks, Eden.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
I got good trade today.
Oh, excellent. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's from the euro high or doji high to the bottom.
Nice one. Beautiful.
Yeah.